These two always deliver. And these two always make the Warcraft world watch as well. Have a keen eye right now, friends, because what these two will be playing now is going to reverberate. This is going to be the meta for the future to come, most likely. At least people will try to pull it off like these two try and often fail. I think especially LYN has been amazing over the years, adjusting strategies, especially when orcs were struggling heavily. Headhunters didn't work anymore. Frenzy Ghouls and Dark Ranger were owning them. We saw lots of Wyvern play, of course, as well, involved. Maybe not the fan favorite always, but also beautiful pivots, the way LYN was faking a strategy, then switching out into another branch and making it difficult for the Undead to adjust, trying to counter air and ground at the same time, and playing with patience as well. All of our viewers who are regularly watching will not be surprised to hear me or you say that we are big fans of these two players. I mean, how can you not be when they play so amazing?
Some even say we're fanboys. I don't know if that's true, but we definitely appreciate greatness, and these two deliver greatness on a regular basis. If you guys appreciate the Back to Warcraft greatness that we bring you each day for multiple hours here for Warcraft 3, we love Prime subs and all the other ways to support us at backtowarcraft.com so we can cast this on a work day in the middle of the day. We got openings. LYN with the Blade Master, no Farseer. Happy with the DK. Slightly oriented towards the south. A lot of undeads play expansions on Echo Owls. Happy usually not a big fan of that, but you know, maybe there is a reason to change that. And oh, I think we see something we like.
Yeah. Absolutely. Mirror image play we've been seeing a little bit more of lately. Orcs are trying to save the money on the shop. Don't build the shop, don't buy the salves, save the gold. Instead go for 2 burrow, more grunts, with lots of creeping, but very little scouting at the start. And Happy is indeed going for a fast expansion. As you correctly said, normally he's less eager to do this compared to 1-0 and Labby, the other top undeads. But Happy now, it does fit the map, of course. Gonna go for 2 base.
Right on. And LYN with mirror image. It has been a long time since we've introduced damage for illusion. Since then, we've seen it play in FFA 4-on-4, some 1-on-1 players tried to implement it as well, but it's been many years, and now the orcs find a way to get mirror image done here. No windwalk. That needs some creeping to get it online, and if that requires some creeping, Happy has the time for the second base, and an undead on 2 bases is very hard to crack for an orc.
Most likely going to be counter-expanding. Maybe we shouldn't be so sure about that. There's also an opportunity to go all in on tier 2. Fire load there can be pretty popular. There are plenty of options here for LYN. He can go all in, he can play map control, he can go tier 3 rush, tiny great hole counter expansion, tier 2 counter expansion. Lots of options available. First though, he has to scout the expo. Seeing DK with only 1 item does give him an idea already. He should know the natural was crept. The grunts are going over. But with a narrow tower there, this expo might be safe.
Oh yeah, we have seen LYN in these positions before. Happy has played these expos before a couple of months ago, and LYN was oftentimes trying to brute force this, even with berserkers, getting trapped, getting surrounded, and losing the game pretty quickly. But he has a different approach this time. No instant attack, but rather creeping, and he's building double Voodoo Lounge.
What?
Uh-huh. I don't know either, Remo.
The thing is, even the most amazing players can make mistakes. And at first glance, this looks like a mistake. Like, what is even the purpose? What could be the purpose of this? Double speed scroll?
Double speed scroll.
That's the only... is that worth it?
Well, we'll see about that, I guess. Grunts in. We have a TP still. Lots and lots of grunts. It's very old school. Happy with the first exclamation mark surrounding the grunt right next to the narrow tower. Basically no damage to the building, but acolytes are suffering.
I'm surprised to see this attack here by LYN. He's going to lose 2 grunts for minimal impact. Oh, wait. Surround missed. I think the skellies expired or something there by Happy. A little bit unlucky. For 2 it is for LYN. If too many grunts are in trouble, he could in theory TP out. But if you lose too many grunts here, it's going to make creeping in the mid game pretty hard.
Yeah, it's also a lot of experience. There's a second grunt in trouble. It looks like an absolute disaster for now. Acolyte saved with the coil. Well done. Are these losses worth it, Remo?
You're losing a 3rd grunt here. Still slowed a little bit from the Nerob. 3 grunts lost just to kill some acolytes. This reduces mining, of course, for Happy, and maybe more importantly, it slows down the tech. But this is a heavy, heavy investment.
I agree. Let's see if that works out. It is definitely greedy. Blade Master not leveled too well. We don't have level 3 here. We also have no Windwalk, mind you, to get out of that situation. It is only Mirror Image, where you can dodge out of surrounds if you're lucky. With exactly that. Ooh. If the position of Illusion and Blade Master are reversed, he is surrounded there, and that's Trouble City. But no, Blade Master escapes. Tech is delayed by a long time for Happy, and LYN plays double Beastery into Raiders.
Hey, I am very curiously watching here, trying to see what LYN has planned. So far, I didn't make use of the double shop, which, you know, is still the most curious about this build. But now it's got Hex at least.
Blade Master has no Mirror Image anymore. This is very, very, very problematic, isn't it? Blade Master, or the Grunt, is trying to counter block. Speed Scroll, DK gets the block done as well, and it is the TP again. Very costly. And at this point in the game where you just got the Shadow Hunter out, you want to have map control. Interesting by LYN, sends the rest of the army back, staying in this Illusion as well. Lots and lots of Hex yet to be used.
DK doesn't have a TP. A little bit of a Hex there prevents the experience. Very well done, by the way, how Happy kept the surround twice, despite the ghouls going down. That's a Happy classic we see often against Night Elf especially. Now a ghoul's gonna fall, but that's it with the Hex mana pretty much.
Right on. Blade Master is back, Ensnare's ready, more and more Raiders. Sometimes you play this Raider attack with a Firelord follow-up, and then it's do or die, but we're not playing that strategy. We do get Pillage very early on before we're hitting the base, so this is a little bit grubby-esque. This is also something that LYN played on bigger maps like Twisted, but we haven't seen it in a while, just straight-up base attacks, dodging fights. Let's see if he can still pull it off.
Raiders here, scouting ahead, being a little bit cute. They can throw out some ensnares, but without the heroes here, no real danger yet of too many kills. But if the Blade and Shadow join, and he gets kill after kill, snowballing, taking out the ghouls, leveling up more and more, Happy is somewhat vulnerable here before his tech is kicking in.
And LYN is getting resources. The only orc that researches Pillage before attacking the buildings for the first time. Blade Master might have to be a bit more defensive. We don't have heal wave, but we did get the Invo Potion to get out of harm's way. Damage isn't that crazy yet, but DK surely has to respect it.
Mirror Image here, still pretty good, by the way. It's not too much damage, but it chips away always quite nicely. And he gets the next surround, though! So many surrounds by Happy this game. The Shadow Hunter surviving with the Invo Potion. Crucial save right there. Ensnare now on the Death Knight. Maybe a kill can be found the other way.
That would be crazy, man. We only have Critical Strike 1, but we got a lot of lockdown. LYN with the Diamond Surround. I don't think he can get out of there. Might be a hero for a hero. Mirror Image! The DK is dead. I'm not sure if the Blade Master actually got XP or if he was in Mirror Image form, but the DK has died and Happy is actually in trouble.
And the Mass Ensnare lock, the hero in trouble there indeed. Happy, I think, big mistake, didn't buy a TP on the Death Knight. He had the gold. He had plenty of gold thanks to the expansion. Painful loss here. Big mistake that opens this game far and wide.
And it's also the worst timing, right? The Lich is currently occupying the altar. You do have resources for the tavern, but this is everything that the expansion got you. In the tavern revive, Shadowhunter is back. Or DK, maybe in harm's way if there's another follow-up. LYN is getting rich from attacking these ziggurats.
Raiders now, seeming on low HP. Heal scroll are going to be used here. That's the only heal scroll, however. Ensnare again, the DK, looking for another kill. Ensnare lock, Blade Master crits, even without the greatest damage. Maybe he has enough. Oh, but the Ensnare's wearing off. There's a Hex follow-up, and the Death Knight, possibly with the die back. Oh, it's close on Blight healing and running and barely getting away.
Holy shit! The level of play here by both. Maybe LYN with a bit of a missed opportunity. DK flirting by... Oh, no, the Raiders are coming in. All right, he got it here. He bought a lot of time. Lich was prepared, trying to bring a potion, but he was way too far away. Can't share the drink, unlike LYN 2 days ago. Yeah, yesterday, I guess. We are still on tier 2 for LYN, though. The Expo is still up. They don't have a tier 3 by Happy. I was about to say the longevity. is, of course, in Happy's favor as the Undeads always go to tier 3, but he doesn't have the resources for the tier 3 because of all the DK revives.
Happy still has no TP. Oh, Lyn is thirsty for more kills. Raiders trying to get in range, looking for a big catch with the end snare, but they can't get to the heroes. 2 more kills though on the units. Happy is hemorrhaging units like crazy here.
Just like that, 330 gold on because he gets the DK back from the tavern. This DK never has any mana. We also do not have a slaughterhouse anywhere, so we can't go statues for the mana regen. Absolute cinema chat is saying, and I certainly agree.
Crazy start into the game. This is not what the normal meta looks like at all. Both players here adjusting to each other. Very interesting. Of course, there's still pressure on LYN here to be active. He's up against 2 bases with only 1. And that's not the only problem. Happy is going to get a lot stronger on tier 3. That's the thing about Undead. Normally good level on tier 1 with creeping. Kind of weak mid-game with tier 2. And a lot of power is locked behind tier 3. This is what LYN's very well aware of. So the strongest part of Happy is yet to come. Especially since Destroyers are also finally going to be a good counter to Mirror Image, which so far has been absolutely unstoppable.
That is right. We could go for Wand of Negation, I guess, to dispel them, but it's not efficient at all as it doesn't do much damage to them. LYN now with his own second base. He got a lot of pillage already. LYN with double Raiders has a huge tech lead against Happy on an expansion. That alone should tell you how this game is going. Level 4 blade, level 3 SH, good attack speed on the blade as well. No time for additional creeping. There is Happy fortifying up, spending a lot of resources on static defense, and for the first time can breathe a little bit. Army supply in favor of Happy.
Expansion being hit again. Happy doesn't want to walk down there. He wants to TP in to be next to the towers, to not be Raider locked again. Doesn't have a TP once more, by the way. Heroes for Happy could be in trouble again. The Lich is way out of position. Big mistake by Happy here. Can he save that one? I'm not so sure.
That is the last coil before the potion. Maybe some crits can do it. Coil is ready in a second. Level up. That gives him frost armor. Big stability. And actually, Lich is safe now. This level up was crucial.
Looking for the kill still. Oh, LYN, perhaps he's overextending right here. There's lots of losses now. The Ghoul's doing good damage. The Raider's in trouble. I guess he wants to kind of rotate out of Raider anyways, but he want to trade efficiently. This is not an efficient trade.
Not really, no. It's also a lot of XP that Happy was dearly missing before. One crucial mistake might lose you games in Warcraft 3. This almost Foggy-esque from the 2020 ESL era, where he threw the kitchen sink at the Lich, couldn't get it. Happy takes over. This game is all open again.
Happy now finally feeling confident to move out on the map. He realized how many losses he inflicted there on the opponent. Looking for the expo cancel. Ooh, the timing's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. 15 seconds.
Can't repair while in production. Is he ready? Is he in time? There is a speed scroll trying to evacuate the peons. 5 seconds. 3 seconds.
Needs to get there. The peons. Ooh,
Needs
do
to
they have
repair.
it?
No! He got it. Yu Chao lagging at a crucial moment. Oh my god. Here we go. LYN has arrived. The expo is up. Peons don't continue to repair as the ghouls are ravaging them. Kodos are coming in, the late game army, but pulling the peons back may be a crucial mistake by LYN. This Great Hall. Wait, he holds this.
Hold on. Happy gonna take out the peons. He does some normal damage here. Happy's low on mana now. Doesn't have nukes left anymore. It's so close on this Great Hall.
Hex on the ghoul. Hex on the ghoul to prevent the damage. Taking care of the skeletons. The normal damage has been reduced drastically.
Oh, Yu Chao, bro.
No, Chao. Oh, Happy. Is it a dot? Oh, 3 dots. 3 dots. Here we go.
As well, by the way. Yu Chao, you're playing with your luck here. And Happy ends up not getting the cancel. That was a huge waste of army. Lost almost everything there, Happy, and a huge hold for LYN. He's down in supply. But look at those heroes, man. They're looking fantastic.
Incredible scenes, man. A hex on a ghoul might have just saved this. The genius of LYN.
player's forces are under
How does Happy assess the situation right now? It's easy for us to see exactly what's going on. We see the TC on the way. We see Happy about to be ready with Destroyer form. But he's going for a Temple. That seems to indicate Happy is intending to drag out this game longer. Double Temple. No big follow-up attack. And no third hero, by the way, which is a problem, I think, for the late game. If you want to be competitive in an even long late game scenario, you need that triple hero to come online and start leveling. Happy right now holding on to only 2 of his heroes.
We get Wyvern on Lyn's side, more damage, especially with the poison, especially against heroes. Very good, can also lane with that. Happy wants Banshees probably as fast as possible. We'd be very surprised to see Necros, even though there is no Dispel on Lyn's side. It would be unheard of, really, if he switches into Necros now. Can I remind everybody that this is game 1 in a best of 7, and I'm already on the edge of my seat?
Yeah, these two already delivering. We can only hope that this is going to be a full-out best of 7, that we are in for a treat today. I think LYN now is in a fantastic position. We all know, you know, the Don't Rush Me Cup games were a nice little reminder as well recently. Orc triple hero in the late game, pretty good.
It's
pretty good if you get those levels.
Exactly. And we got the TC out. We got the Stomp. You mentioned it. No third hero by Happy. Currently, no disable against the Stomp. If this TC makes it to 3, and he's on the way, he's still got the Mercenary Camp. He's still got the Turtles on the left-hand side. Stomp is like not a weapon of mass destruction, but such a huge disable. And of course, nobody has to tell the audience how strong a Blade Master is. But let me remind you that we are very close to level 3 crit. We do get a claw on top of a slippers, on top of the orb, on top of another claw. And this all scales with mirror image as well.
Yeah, that's a plus 30 Blade Master right here. Ooh, lordy. That's gonna be some tough challenges for Happy ahead. He is banking for a long time. Big bank here of 2,000. Happy actually now breaking. More Fiends, Statues, Banshees. Still no third hero. Happy's gonna need some kind of third hero though. That's good on level 1. So I guess it has to be Pitlord or Dark Ranger. But the TC, I think, is gonna be the more impressive counterpart.
Right on. Oh man. I want to remind everybody, Banshees are incredible for damage mitigation. If you curse the Blade Master, he's missing 1/3 of the attacks. But Mirror Image dispels curse. So there is an answer as long as you have mana. Then another question is, can you dispel Frost Armor? There's so many questions for these players when it comes to the late game setup. We do get a Torrent Totem on LYN as well. The full Orc arsenal can be used in 2 ways. I love one way, and that is Spirit Link on Wyvern. Increases their longevity so much. And you love the other way, and that is Torrent.
Yeah, Torrents are amazing against Undead if you get the time for it, if you get the tech for it. Except for against Destroyers. So if you have Torrents and something against Destroyers, that's normally the perfect late game Orc army. And the Wyvern bring that piercing damage. The heroes, of course, are looking fantastic. The Blade's about to lock in level 5. And what were you gasping about there?
This is such a minor thing. But since we watched these guys, there's a little bit of history here. Happy has been playing Shades for such a long time against LYN, and he always got the perfect information. Where is LYN? What's he up to? Where can I creep check? How much time do I have? And LYN rarely ever found the solution against them. And so the info advantage was always on Happy, but LYN just revealed he got the Shade. There is another one now, but he got a counter, and on the opposite side, he's using the mirror images to scout. So for a second there was a little bit of an information reversal compared to what we usually see.
Yeah, these guys min-maxing everywhere they can. These are the 2 kings of their respective races and of this matchup. Happy, by the way, he was a bit late on the last Ziggurat. He could have been on 80 sooner. Look at that. He's now at 80 supply, still with 1,000 gold. Happy can go into high upkeep, but LYN's army now also big. Maybe Happy missed a bit of a window here, hitting 80 before LYN could follow. But now both with the huge armies. Here's the Dark Ranger 3rd, looking very underleveled. Happy with 1 move to the shop, and maybe only 1 chance to win this game. In the ultra late game, normally the Orc heroes outscale Undead and outscale everybody. This might be Happy's only chance.
Oh, the Horde is charging in. Off we go. Nova is big. Walker not there yet. Possession on Raiders. We got Ensnare all of a sudden.
He could even possess the Wyvern as well with the web nowadays. The Kodo, of course, would be the biggest one, but the Kodo is pretty safe in the back. TC Stomp also great against that. The piercing damage, though, doing well here for Happy. The Fiends are 1-1 upgraded. The Wyvern are going down really quick. LYN's army is falling apart pretty fast. He doesn't have those tanky Taurens yet. All of a sudden, the army has vanished.
Yeah, or change sides. This is incredible if he gets the Kodo as well. Imagine. Blade Master in trouble, got an Invo Potion. Stomp coming in again. Shifting focus to the Lich. Invo Potion on the other side. We need heal waves. He scroll off the beast. This Blade Master, was not affected, I think. Or 31. That's crazy. Happy's army still at 80. LYN fighting for survival, running away.
Happy still with a huge force here, pushing on, looking to get the W right now. The Dark Knight was only level 1, but her silence against the TC can still be great. LYN's biggest problem here, I think, was too late transitioning away from Wyvern. Too heavy, perhaps, on Wyvern. Walkers and Taurens might have been better. Easy to say now. Is there still a chance being down by 25 supply?
I think that was very, very smart by Happy. We've seen so many things happen between them. What we never saw is possession. And if you're not ready for that, even with the new indicator, you might not have this down. You might not focus on stopping the possession because there was a lot of raiders, right? There was Enster, there was Hex, there was Stomp, there was a lot of tools to stop the possession, but LYN almost blindly running into his units been taken away, and that is a lot of utility now for that fight for Happy. Whoo!
Happy TP'd away, interestingly, right? He had a bigger army. He was starting to run a bit low on mana. LYN nicely made use of the shop, getting mana back up. TC looking good on the mana, Shadowhunter as well. Even the Blade Master's mana is valuable here. You mentioned it earlier. The mirror image is actually insane against Curse if you have enough mana to use it.
Right on. 60 versus 70. Both still mining. DK level 5. Inventory, I would say, still clearly on LYN's side. We are not moving into Banshees again. We're stocking up on statues, attack upgrades. Only now Frenzy also. That's the latest Frenzy I've probably ever seen from Happy. One crucial moment also before the fight. I think not having Spirit Link there was a little bit too late. The Walker production didn't start for a while. But this, being the 23-minute mark, also means that the main bases are down.
Back to one base income. You gotta be more cost efficient now. LYN is spending his money on Walker Master Training. I know I'm a bit biased, and I'm a fanboy when it comes to this unit, but aren't Taurens better than Walkers here?
There's not too many destroyers. There's no worm. I would agree. You can't possess them thanks to the latest patches of Blizzard.
B2W makes
they are extremely expensive, especially in lumber, but LYN now has that lumber. They do take a lot of time. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a setup for the late game. I do not know. What I do know is that Happy currently isn't getting much gold. He is in high upkeep and there's limited resources. These moments in high upkeep might break him if he's not now breaking LYN.
Happy has a very, very strong army here. Even the Acolytes helping out. So much flooding towards the Orc expansion. The Shade sees everything. LYN's up too. And let's not forget, Happy is still under time pressure. His Expo is still mining for a good while, like 4 minutes. But LYN's Expo is mining longer, so Happy has to get this win sooner rather than later.
Well, maybe now. TC couldn't dodge the coil, gets the stomp up, needs healing. Invul maybe as well. Blade Master is missing so many shots! Holy! Needs that mirror image to get rid of the curse. This is crazy damage mitigation. The Tauren hits the deck, and Happy's army is still pretty big, but we have the Shadowhunter knocked out of his shoes as well. Happy, Undead, Classic, Coil Nova, game over. Emperor takes the dub.
Big win here on map number 1. Happy, it seemed like a little bit dodgy in between. So many losses early on. 2 losses on the DK. But the Expo certainly paid off over time. I think LYN found a nice balance there of attacking, inflicting damage, getting the Expo up. When his expansion finished and it wasn't cancelled, seemed like he had the lead. But the late game fight, Happy took pretty convincingly. And again, I will state my bias. I love the Taurens, maybe more than is appropriate. But I think the Taurens were lacking. I think Taurens are the key unit endgame in this matchup. Here's Happy, by the way, scouting the main. Sees the early shop, sees no barracks. He could go for a fast Expo here. But of course, on this map, the Blade is going to be there right away and could go for early harass.
It is Windwalk, by the way. Happy does not know this yet. Autumn Leaves is a nice map for mirror image as well, as you can creep the Bursey, you can creep the shop, it's relatively simple. But no, maybe retraining later. I think one-on-one orcs start to appreciate the late game factor that is Blade Master mirror image, but also tells us that LYN wants to harass a little more than he did on Echo Owls. Starts with the claw, nice. End snare helps against the Acolyte, nice. That's some bonus XP. So I guess the question is, where's the harass gonna end up on? On the army or on the economy?
If Happy goes for a narrow tower, then there should be no danger as long as there's decent reaction time. But losing the Scout Acolyte actually could be an issue here if the Blade finds his way into the main base. But, you know, killing Acolytes, it's unreliable. Especially against Happy, not something you want to base your early game around. What is reliable is trying to find items, level up early, and strengthen yourself for the late game. Blade Master, we know he has great potential, but he does need two things. That's levels and items. You got to start working on it early.
Well, got the Ring of Superiority, got the Claws, that is nice. Happy item DLC also with Claws and Circlet for the Lich later. But yeah, the standard opening so far. We got a War Mill, the tech is progressing. Happy a little bit behind, but that's just the nature of the build. And now we'll see if the Blade Master can steal something.
Seems to be in time for one steal here, easy. That's level 2. Threatening the ghouls a little bit as well. If LYN can stop level 3 DK here for a long time until he's got his second hero and Wyvern out, that would be great. And indeed, the Death Knight is still pretty far away from that.
Happy knows, of course, that LYN is around, invests a coil for the kill. LYN also anticipating that, not getting out of Windwalk, not threatened to be surrounded. Ghoul hunting. Ghouls are still very dangerous in any stage of the game. And increase your creep speed, of course. So hunting them down, keeping Happy busy, a little calmer than game 1 was.
Big creep now for Happy. This will be level 3 if he gets the shop. LYN must make this a priority to prevent it, or at least make it painful and delay it. As tier 3 is now starting, Shadow on the way, B-Series coming up. This is the Wyvern play.
Okay, interesting point by Riza in the chat actually. LYN not buying circlets.
Yeah, I think he wanted to buy it. Oh, gets the last hit here without Windwalk. Happy, though, still very close to the level up. I think he wanted to buy it in the north, but Happy bought the circlet first. Now he buys the circlet as it becomes ready again. So, investments again for the Blade Master for a strong late game.
Alrighty. Tier 2 done. Shadowhunter coming. Happy still trailing a bit behind. Some might say with a late graveyard, but it's just very optimized, I guess. More ghouls early, more expenses early, circlet early. Oh, Blade might be careful here. Is he going in? Is he trying? He got the item. He got the item. Yeah. So if you pick up an item, you don't get revealed. If you start an attack, you do get revealed. So that is the smarter, safer choice. Still getting something out of this without risking too much.
Yeah, didn't stop level 3 DK, which would have been perfect. But the Blade found 3 items in the early game. 3 good items. And he bought a circlet. That is still a good start.
Right on. And now we creep Manip a little bit. Happy might bring in a Wand of Negation with the Lich to stop these hex plays. Interesting that we go for this consumable. It's not the normal way. Usually we go to the middle with hex plays like this, but Undead have started to counter it. So LYN is like evasion creeping this way.
Yeah, and I guess the mid-game for Orcs became tougher with the introduction of Wand of Negation. Normally with Hex, you can always control the tier 2 pace. With Hex, you're going to be able to bully the Undead away, especially if you're looking good on the heroes, and the other heroes aren't too crazy. But now, there is that Dispel. If it's picked up, which I feel like you really, really should these days against Orc.
Yeah, Happy almost buys it all the time. Lich will tell us the answer. We also got the first Gargs in. The regular build for Orcs would be 4 Wyvern into 2 Bats. I wonder if LYN does any adjustments here. 34 food. We go to the expected mercenary camp. Happy is right there. Wants to point out once again that the skeleton scouting is perfect. He saw LYN a little bit late, but he saw him on the left-hand side. He sees him now in the middle. Oh, Wyvern needs a speed scroll to escape.
Big Master, though, you know, he's making progress little by little, a little bit more experience, closer to level 3, got another small item, got a big tome, You know, all these things add up. All these things compound. Now LYN is on tier 3,
Boys,
and Venom Spear is going to be a big
Arbite
damage
man
upgrade.
raising
And here
hand.
comes the TC. Again, trusting in the late game triple hero strength.
Ooh, and we get support here as well. Thank you, Sasha. 25 euros. Boys, great work. That is awesome, my man. Glad you enjoy this. Absolutely crucial support like this. Much love, much love, much love. Great you enjoy what we do.
Big experience here from the middle, by the way. Very often, though, players will only snipe the items, leave the camps behind, so less experience, of course, that way. But still, very impactful items. The Mana Stone, one of the dream drops for Undeads.
Right on. Sobi Mask and big mana pot combined. Kind of. LYN, a little bit lamey. I appreciate that. Be dirty. Do damage. Dodge fights until you're ready. Farm your opponent. And especially in the Lumber. Oh, speed. Scroll of the Beast committed. Happy is still in tech for 9 more seconds. The Gargs are coming in. There's no bats here. Gargs are fast. Speed Scroll Wyvern 2. Oh, I don't think you have the damage here, do you? Might bank on the fact that Happy is just on right click. And LYN is actually getting kills here. Both are getting kills.
1-for-1 trade. Better, of course, for the Undead with Gargs being cheaper. Wyvern still active. Perfect positioning for Happy, though, on the tower. He made a Nerub behind, so one, or rather, a Spirit Tower, a Nerub Tower, and now the main is going to be covered. And the Gargs are still thirsting for a little bit more. Killing more Wyvern here would be quite painful, but the Wyvern fighting back. Only a single Wyvern lost so far. I guess that's okay for LYN.
Oh, careful, though. They get the coil support. Of course, the heroes are in the middle, where the Bat Rider is pulling the creeps for LYN. He gets the experience there. But yeah, Gargs are quite fast. Can you escape? A little bit of poison damage ticking in. This is now big estate. Nova, right click. Wyvern, down, disaster.
Yeah, when it was 1 Wyvern going down for 1 Garg, that's okay. But 3 Wyvern for 1 Garg, that ain't okay.
That is your damage, man. That is your entire damage. Basically gone. Blade Master level 3. All right. Rune Braces for the cow. Also nice. I'd still love to see it on the Shadow Hunter. Given recent history of Shadow Hunters falling in the beginning of the game. But maybe this is not too important. Important is that Happy has an army and LYN doesn't. But LYN fans, don't give up hope yet. We've seen some unreal defenses in orc bases, and I think Happy learned from that as well. He's not brute forcing LYN's base. He goes by the old mantra, when you're ahead, get further ahead, red spot.
Yeah, LYN has stopped all the Wyvern production, not trusting in them anymore. Going for the Tauren Totem. Late game, Taurens, as I said, can be really good. And this is the patience I was talking about earlier. LYN very often will try to drag out the game and build the perfect army and survive for a long time when other orcs can't.
Creep Jack, Hex, big golems still up. And we rebuild up to 50 with mass raiders. The raiders worked. It is great for hero focus in fights as well with the lockdown. Bat Rider gives some vision over the trees, but flies straight into the army. LYN, the mistakes with the air units are ramping up a little bit.
It was pretty sloppy. He played this as if Happy didn't have flying vision. But of course he's got the Gargs, so he just flew right into the Coil Nova. The Bat Rider isn't that painful of a loss, but man, the 3 Wyverns certainly were.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a sign, right? Like, okay, it's only 1 unit, okay. But this is the Goat Orc. He's not supposed to make these mistakes. 4 supply down. It's in the hands of the Blade Master to carry this around.
And the army here seems to be looking a lot better at the moment. The Gargoyles being focused. Seems to be an odd choice. These Gargoyles don't even provide much anymore. Ghouls and Fiends might be the better targets. LYN, though, still working with low-level heroes. Still doesn't have that Stomp. Still doesn't have Heal Wave 2. This ain't a good spot.
Yeah, this is bad. Bad, bad, bad. Maybe the bat coming in for the detonate. That is nice. Still no Storm, though, as you say. 200 critical strike on level 3. That's quite crazy. We need LYN's Sane Sword.
Throw the bees to spell, destroyer in the air, not much anti-air here, and not many units for LYN in the first place. Shadow Hunter low HP now, not protected by those Rune Bracers. They're on the TC, who's trying to run away. Big level up thanks to that kill. Shadow Hunter 3 at last.
Supply is evening out as well, Remo. The bats might be gone. also the gargoyles. We're optimizing army for the late game stages. We're gonna get destroyers. We might get some more fiends in as well. TC shines against that. Dark Ranger now up as well. Let's not forget the red spot golem is still up for grabs, and we just continue fighting over it.
Codas are reinforcing, very important part of the army, of course. And now we have a walker being made. Can be decent against ghouls, can be decent for Spirit Link. But Happy has two favorite targets that he loves to blow up with Coil Nova. That's Wyvern and Walkers. So that might be a difficult one to pull off. Running in again. TC Silence can't stomp at the moment. First Kodo gonna go down right away. The Ghoul returns. Happy is sniping these Kodos very effectively so far. And again, much of the Orc army is quickly melting.
Need to get rid of this destroyer. The creeps are helping out a little bit as well. We're not getting the necessary crits at the moment. First Destro up, but the backup is here. Disengagement once again. This was an expensive fight for LYN. Happy also. This 5 supply unit destroyer. The crits are ramping up over and over. Heal wave at the ready. One Raider to control the fight. Mana is getting lower and lower on Happy's side.
Once that Kodo, the Fiend gonna come back in a moment. Spirit Link, heal wave. Link, and now next to the shop. TC, a little bit stranded over there. And of course, this Destroyer loves facing the Spirit Link. That's so much mana for him.
Right on. Yummy, yummy. We get a little bit of a late night snack here during night time. Blade with the heal potion, but it doesn't matter. He can't get the lid off. Can't get it done. And that is the damage dealer gone. And that is also LYN's hope gone. Way more one-sided than map number 1 was. LYN some uncharacteristic mistakes, losing all momentum in the mid-game when the Wyvern fell out of the sky. And Happy punishes these mistakes with a sweet, quick 2-0.
Is Happy thinking about a fast expansion here, maybe? It is a big map. It can be crept really well if you're not scouted, and normally the Orc doesn't scout early. He creeps on his side of the map. This is a Blade Master opening with double burrow, so this again means no shop. So that is Mirror Image.
Exactly, Mirror Image and Grunts. That worked well. I wonder if this is LYN's guessing game that Happy goes expansion and he wants to be ready for that, which would be pretty uncharacteristic actually, or if it's just power creeping.
Yeah, you can creep indeed really well with the mirror images. You can save on that money with no heal cells, but you cannot go for the Windwalk. Last hit steals. That makes expanding and creeping expos indeed way easier for Undead. And there, oh, Happy. Oh, maybe we saw it in the overlay for a second. He had a 7th Acolyte queued. He wanted to expand for a moment, but he cancelled, changing his mind.
Ooh, Emperor indecisive. He saw the build though. He saw the racks. Maybe that made him move away from this build.
Yeah, I think he just doesn't want to, like, he can expand for sure if he wanted to, but it's going to come at a price. Late tech, Orc gets map control, Orc can creep everything, Orc gets way ahead on hero levels, so I think he just doesn't want to lose map control. He wants to get a quick tech out, quick triple hero, quick destroyers to always be able to contest the map.
We got a Gloves of Haste, more damage always appreciated, especially scales like crazy into a late game. Good start. Happy gathers more intelligence with skeletons. These guys are on a collision course towards the middle. Will they go for their shops? Will they go for the green? Will they jack each other? I think currently they're pretty much focused on themselves. No, Happy is the one creep jacking.
Or is he going to go for the elemental? Also quite popular. Another permanent item there. Level 2 right around the corner. Blade Master. This could be a perfect time for Windwalk. But of course that means no crit. He's got crit already. No last hit steal here possible.
Here we go. DK level 2. Alright, that was a quick level 2 for Happy here. He's risking the grunts again, and Happy's surround skills are obviously legendary. No speed scroll here either. Grunts could fall.
Ooh, one dodging the surround there, barely. Happy normally doesn't give those up. The Ghoul surviving for such a long time, surprisingly. The Grunt actually gets in the kill, but another Grunt got surrounded. Happy might be getting 2 here with the help of Core.
Yeah, they say never... Oh, he's opening up that surround though. A little bit of a micro mistake, but perfectly realigning this. They say never lose a Grunt in the early game, but LYN is losing 2 Grunts in the early game. It's getting tougher and tougher here, and I'm grasping for silver linings. The Blade Master is surrounded once again. Happy had something crazy for breakfast.
Wait, counter surround.
Okay. Double ring of protection. Helps a lot here.
one coil in a few seconds. 70 points of damage is how much it does on heroes. Blade has to be careful. Grunts have to be really careful. You don't want to lose another one.
He can't mirror image dodge the coil at the moment as he has no mana. Grunt dodges that surround here in the north. The second attempt by Happy trying to get the ghoul up front for the body block doesn't work. So, yeah, I guess crises averted, but it's not looking good for LYN still. The good thing is, though, no level 3 DK.
Oh, the grunts. Guys, you gotta pay attention here. Keep the eyes open. Keep your eyes on the road. It's nighttime. It's dangerous.
It's dangerous to go alone. We know this since the 90s. Coil to cancel the regen. Happy invested quite some time on that second run. Third grunt, sorry. Didn't get it, so a little bit of a win here, slowing down the DK level 3. Where are we going from here now?
Yeah, I'd say Happy has a bit of a lead. 2 grunt kills is significant. Shadowhunter solo creeping now will be very slow. But still a very open game. Still very much up for grabs for anybody. And Happy's items so far are bad. He wants damage. He finally gets some claws of attack here. Blade Master has slightly better damage items, I guess you could say. He's creeping now in the middle. Both trying to get to level 3.
Almost got in position for a coil, but LYN saw it coming with the ward. Love that. More vision, more knowledge, more power. So Blade Master is making strides. Gets the circlet out as well. Happy again with the claw. Tier 3 on the way for both. One base. Once again, a different game than the 2 we've seen before.
Happy delayed the Lich by a long while. Way faster tier 3 and Slaughterhouse before the Lich. Mirror images now, great for scouting. This is a big benefit of that ability. And getting a ghoul kill. Alright, we're evening up the kills a little bit. In fact, double ghoul kills here.
Hola.
And with that, maybe LYN is getting just a bit of a lead.
Yeah, level 3 as well. Double mirror image now. Again, one can be used for creeping, one can be used for scouting. As you say, brilliant tool. We get the Wyvern this time as well with a fast level 3. Lich not making any progress. DK is now level 3. These 2 ghouls, man, that might hurt a little bit in creep speed. He won't have to deal with that later, and that opens up the creeping game a little bit. Who does this favor now?
I think if the game's even and we're just creeping and we're leveling up and getting to the ultra late game stages, it might favor Orc a bit more. Again, coming back to the triple hero strength. Build, by the way, by LYN. Interesting. Open with grunts. Now adding in some Wyvern, but not double bestiary, not mass Wyvern.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of a touch.
Wonder if this has to do with lumber, as he had only 11 peons, not 12, as is the norm. A little bit of a sew-in build. Makes transitioning easier. Maybe he wants to bait. Does he want to bait? Does he want to switch into headhunters later? I doubt that.
Right now the priority seems to be strengthening the heroes. Sobi Mask for the Shadowhunter is amazing. Blade Master is looking a bit under-equipped, but still, more opportunities for more items. Happy gonna get a big one here as well in the middle. This red camp, very rewarding. Big permanent item and 2 big tomes.
Right on. LYN going for the left-hand side for the Expo. Maybe a tiny coming down the road. Sobi Mask on the Shadowhunter. We got 2 new supporters in. Thank you, Don Pato Pesto and Hitty. Are you from East Frisia? That's a common name for us here. We got the TC out as well, the classic tri-hero combo. Happy with more armor. Remo, let's be honest, killing this DK this game is going to be a problem.
Yeah, he's going to be very durable. That's very nice. I think for the most part, though, Orcs don't want to focus the DK anyways. There are easier targets to go for, especially ghouls, fiends, statues, destroyers. So this armor is nice to have on the DK, but sometimes useless. As we got another item as well on the Orc side. Pendant of Energy. That one's not that good. And the Blade is starting to look a bit underwhelming. It is time, or it would be time now, to have better items, but the Blade wasn't lucky enough.
Yeah, and I'm also a bit confused to see LYN go Headhunters. I mentioned this in the mid-game. Like, you only have 2 production buildings. You need damage. You kind of have to go for Headhunters, I guess. But there's no Gargs. There is still a Dark Ranger, which is an issue. There's so many ghouls against them. I don't see a bright future for these Berserkers.
3-2-1 levels also for LYN, not great. If you can win this fight and then keep on creeping, good chance there, but this is not going to be an easy fight. TC running in, silence right away. Stomp would have been sick here, but couldn't land it, of course, and the Wyvern are explodey, real quickie. And next up are the Berserkers, trying to snowball with the Dark Ranger is happy. Good micro pulling the Berserkers back, keeping them alive for now. Shadowhunter would love to get the level 3 here, but he's lacking still a little bit. Lich gets it first.
Oh, looks like Happy is ripping Lyn's head off. The ghouls were all hurt from the poison, but guess what? They're still alive. Silence on the Shadowhunter. Perfect execution. Avada Kedavra. This series goes more and more and more into Happy's territory. And by now, I would say this is a demonstration of force. Lyn doesn't hold a candle to the Emperor today.
What a sign again. What a showing by Happy. Going for the Blade Master here. He knows who the real one is. Heal Potion might save him, but the army has disappeared already. Just a few days ago, LYN absolutely demolished 1-2-0, showing what he's capable of in this matchup. But Happy often is still a different beast.
Especially when he's hurt. Lower, like, hurt Happy, most dangerous Happy. And him being in the lower bracket, fueled by rage of that loss against 1-2-0, that was not an easy task for LYN coming in here today, despite his lower bracket rampage that we've seen before. It's another coil, it's another kill. Yeah, this is not working out today. LYN is bringing in new builds, but they ain't working. Happy is rock solid.
Yeah, neat attempt here. Trying to go tier 3 fast with 6 peons with a mirror image start. If he gets better blade items here, maybe he has a better chance. But then again, those blade items wouldn't have helped the Wyvern. Wouldn't have helped the Berserkers. Berserkers continue to look underwhelming. Not finding the answers right now. Many of our viewers will remember, this used to be Happy's struggle matchup for a long time. From the dark days, where Undead was seemingly unplayable, 2007, 8, 9, 10, all the way until 2016, at least. This was really rough. But Happy got better and better over the years. Became, in the eyes of many, the strongest player of all time.
That is correct. The boat debate clearly is in Happy's favor. The goat debate is a little bit different, though. Blade Master on the right-hand side with Windwalk this time again, as he doesn't have any support. Mirror Image is strong, but it's not strong enough to solo camps here. Acolyte sees this, didn't even know, just correct guessing. And Ghoul creeping on the other side. Doesn't start off with damage, but with utility. Can go into shadows now, and yeah, it's very much a tech game.
A player's forces are under attack.
Looks to be a Wyvern game, possibly. Can be also very active with the Wyvern on this map. Lots of trees to traverse across, harass the base, buy time, create space. Creeping late game. That, I think, is going to be the key here for LYN to be successful. Comes out of the shadows, gets a big steal. Item and experience going to him. That is a phenomenal start already. This slows down the DK's level up by so much.
Exactly. No Unholy Aura is fantastic. Everything would have had a little bit of a movement speed boost. Now that is not the case. And maybe this is exactly what LYN needs. We know that he's a little bit of an emotional player. You know, when things are looking good, he's thriving. He's riding the wave of momentum. When things are going sideways, he's not that much of a comeback kid. Happy is especially perfect. But if he gets moments like this, maybe he starts to believe.
Master didn't get that last hit here, so now we got the level 2. It's not just about last hit, also about items. Especially slippers actually are surprisingly good even later stages. DK picks up this item here. Double, small, ring of superiority for a little bit of help. And so far, Blade indeed has the better items. Forced into the last Windwalk now, though, so can't keep up this harass game too much longer.
We got some inside information from LYN's stream. Youngfang is watching that, apparently on the side. Says LYN is complaining about his mind and hand connection. Maybe he doesn't have the right mouse feel today. Maybe a little sluggish today, you know, just like in any other sports, in any other competition. Players have good days, players have bad days, and maybe woke up with the wrong foot here today. But maybe it also starts to get better here now. Double Beastery, Shadowhunter, tier 3, Wyvern confirmed. No cheeky builds, no innovation. Back to the tried and true.
Yeah, I would say this is a great early game so far. Blade got a bunch of good items. Nothing crazy, but good items still. And Happy isn't level 3 yet. If you can continue to stop this level 3, that would be fantastic. Ooh, and the game sense, the read is perfect here by the Blade.
Oh, he is visible though. Happy also had no dust throughout the entire early game. Couldn't see him coming. But Happy abandoning the spot, no brute forcing, is already quite a sign of respect.
Yeah, it's great news. DK here with the very late level 3 for Happy standards. Shadowhunter is out. Hex now a real threat, as long as there's no easy dispel. And that might be a little steal on the Warlord. Seems like it is.
Yeah.
This is a great position for lane.
Blade Master Shadowhunter Hex is the mid-game combo for creeping or harassing. We haven't seen it come to full fruition so far. Shadowhunter taking a lot of damage here, we gotta say. Vamp Aura, meh. Nice for the Blade, bad for everything else. Might just sell it, pawn it for an Invo Potion, for orbs later, for expansions later. There's good use, for sure. So, Slaughterhouse, Ghouls, Gargs, standard setup.
Lifesteal is really nice for creeping right now. Next big item being gone for. Yeah, this is classic Twisted Meadows. This is classic Casino Warcraft, dude. We're going for the big items right away. We're going to get stacked heroes this game. And lots of good drops can be found indeed. Ruined Bracers. Yes, sir.
Well, well. Wyvern creep speed is crazy. LYN is surely taking some risks here and losing some HP. Heal selves will always be there to make up for it. Happy on the other side, as so often going for consumables. Triple Ring of Superiority. Meh, but the Invo Potion is nice. Creep Jack coming in with Coil Nova. Oh, LYN, you gotta be on your toes here. Reveal, Nova, Coil, Speed Scroll. Just the heal wave right in time.
Ruined Bracers, baby. That's the first lifesaver of the item.
True. Oh, so true.
All right, nice. Gets away. Got the item. Good experience. Only cost him a speed scroll. It's still a great position for LYN. Casino Warcraft continues, though. Happy at the big red camp. If he gets the Orb of Darkness here, he can skip Dark Ranger, maybe. Well, then again, the silence. But big drops possible. Orb of Darkness.
Okay. DK with that can attack air. Everything on the ground turns into a skeleton. It's like the black arrow of a Dark Ranger. I agree, though. Well, do I agree? It's no ground units just yet. TC is coming. Okay, so silence will be needed at some point. But then at least you can go Dark Ranger into silence right away. You don't have to go for a black arrow. You're not missing out on anything. Creep speed as well. Intensifies with the skeletons available. Level 2 skeletons since the last patch. There was a little bit of a buff. On the other side, we keep the Vamp Aura. We go for big Invo Potion. That's nice. Yeah, still the calm before the storm. But we already see that LYN is switching into his late game army as he oftentimes does these days. Not full on 80 food Wyvern for the pure damage output. No. It's a little bit of creeping, it's a little bit of poison, but then we get more control with Raiders, damage boost with Kodos, and also tankiness with Kodos.
And the next big item. Another chance for a good one. This one sort of accuracy. It's alright for the Wyvern, I suppose. But it's not a big boost in heroes. And in the end, it's going to be about heroes.
And crits and big red numbers. Flute helps against destroyers, I guess. You get the damage boost even though it's not displayed. But Happy gets both red spots. I wonder who this is better for. Big items. And it is the Spell Shield against Hex.
Oh, sick. That's so good.
Yeah. Usually, you know, on other races, you can trigger that Spell Shield with like Dryad Dispel, Sorceress Slow, whatever. Orcs don't really have that.
The question is, which hero do you put it on? Ideally, LYN wants to scout this and then avoid hexing that hero, obviously. But in the heat of battle, that's easier said than done.
In the meantime, LYN, of course, got the quantity of items. Unfortunately for him, not the greatest. He got a super tanky TC.
Love that.
With
Love
lots of armor. Remo likes the big boys. Now, Speed Scroll disengage. Again, Nova on the Wyvern might result in a kill. Heal wave at the ready. LYN seems like he's ready to fight, apparently. In his mind, has second thoughts now.
He has no Orb of Corruption. There is significant damage lacking here. This could be a good fight for LYN. Lost some Wyvern already, but still fighting on. Orb is on the Blade Master, so we got the air attack there, we got the Purge there, we got the Bad Rider coming in. LYN doing pretty well so far. He's going to lose the Kodo Beast, but he can still fight on.
Coil Nova games, Remo, Coil Nova left and right, takes care of the Wyvern on the ground. There's still so many skeletons. Stomp once again. TC level 2 for the Aura, which is nice. Faster reinforcements. Heal Wave at the ready, keeping the Raider intact for the End Snare. Super important to keep the statue out. Ghoul is falling in as well. Little supply lead for LYN.
Happy, very aggressive here. One might dare to say over-aggressive. Fighting across the map, close to the Orc shop and reinforcements without Orb, when there was no camp to contest, when there was no expansion to attack, this seemed like a bad attack.
Well, he felt confident for some reason. Maybe it was the items. Maybe it was the 3 maps before. And Sigil's killer. He got perfect information. Like, you can't say he didn't know. There was a shade the entire time. He made that conscious decision and it backfires a little bit. All the LYN fans in the world have hope.
Confidence surging within the Blade Master. First hit Purge on the statue, obviously, as it is coded in the game. Raiders now going to be in trouble. Coil Nova takes out that Raider, but forces the TP. Got a statue. Another good trade for LYN. And maybe most importantly, more time for creeping.
Exactly. There's not much to creep anymore, though. The red spots are gone. There is a lab. There's a lot of gold mines open up. Speaking of gold mines, by the way, this peon got a job. Work, work. LYN is confident now. Expo at the bottom left-hand side. Shade is with the army. Happy doesn't know this.
Big map like this, not easy to see everything. Happy actually has 2 shades, but there's one at his army and one at the enemy army. So this Expo indeed is still very much in the dark. Blade Master finally got some claws of attack and is looking good with a plus 23.
Right on. Lich got extreme damage now as well with Orb of Corruption. -4 armor on everything it targets. Very, very good. That was surely lacking before, as Remo said before. More mana. Still feels like we need more damage. Got a claw on the Blade Master now. Everything scales, of course, 2 or 3 times. We got Banshees in the mix now. Can Happy win this series right here, or is LYN finally striking back? No mistakes allowed.
LYN doesn't have a TP. If he did, he could go for Kodo Devours, then TP out. That might be a nice play, but he has to stick around here now. Keep fighting. One Kodo goes down. LYN's hero's pretty strong, but army seems rather small, and now much of it is cursed.
You are cursed indeed. We go for the Kodos for the Fiends once again. Blade is a little bit hurt. Shadowhunter got great mana still, courtesy of that pendant. Going for the Lich. Frost armor, okay. Coil as well. Aiming for the statues a little bit more this game. Damage is crazy with the crits. Going for units. No hero arena. Basically just taking out the decor. How long are we fighting here? LYN trying to
disengage. This is, again, good.
Yeah,
the longer we go, the longer we extend this game, the better it is for LYN, especially with the Expo about to finish. LYN's position right now is looking fantastic.
Would love to see one more End Snare, but we haven't had it. The Spell Shield coming in against the Hex. Stomp in as well. Lich gets the coil. Again, that lack of Hex, man. It's really annoying from LYN's perspective. He can't make a mistake. This Blade Master is fragile. Invo Potion triggered on the Lich. Saved one more time. Happy's running out of coils.
LYN should know there's a shade here, so you gotta be cautious. Wound Bracer protecting him a bit, but that's not a guaranteed safety net. But then always finding kills. The Raiders seem to be just the right amount, not overmaking them, not suffering from having a weak army, having just the right amount of end snares to find those kills against Happy's great micro. And that is a fight again won by LYN with the Expo now up behind. It's a huge lead. This is the best position so far for LYN.
I was about to say the same thing about the Raiders, Remo. Great minds think alike, I guess. When the meta was Mass Wyvern, I did like 1 or 2 casts with Qbert, our Raraland caster colleague, and he also said, like, you need Raiders for control. You need Raiders for control. That's like 2 years ago. And I feel like Orcs have played Raiders maybe a little bit wrong. They're no fighting unit. They're just disabling units. So you throw the End Snare, move them back. Throw the End Snare, moving back. It's basically somehow of a weaker additional Hex. And I think LYN has unlocked a higher potential in Raiders these days.
Yeah, and he's finally unlocked that strong late game hero potential as well. What happened on the last map? He was forced to fight with 3-2-1 heroes, got smacked, no chance, game over. Now, we got 4-4-3 heroes, way better position, of course also with the expansion running. Another good item here, Ring of the Archmagi. Happy With a chance now maybe to snowball with Skellies. That seems to be his only chance left in this game.
Okay, Destroyer dead again with that no dispel, or not too much. Blade in trouble, heal wave. Oh, needs that involve soon. Got it in time, goes for the statues to take out the sustain. 216 critical strikes. Heal wave is ready in a second, needs it pretty much immediately. There we go. TC getting level 3 as well. Huge upgrades for LYN.
Trying to run away now. TC pretty fast with the aura, getting away, and again, LYN disengages, having found kills, not getting overwhelmed. Again, a great game. And now, of course, benefiting so heavily from the expansion. Staffing back with the Shadow, love that. More mana, more quickly. And he has even a Torrent Totem now. Maybe we're finally going to get to see a Torrent in this series.
Well, well, well. Walkers first into Wyvern. I love this as much as you love the Torrent, Remo. Everybody says for such a long time, the Wyvern Glass Cannon, the Wyvern Glass Cannon. Well, orcs have a spell to make units more tanky with that Spirit Link. And if there's very, very few destroyers, at the moment there's 0, the Wyvern actually become a little bit tanky.
It's going to be an interesting dance then between the Destroyers versus the Wyvern, Spirit Link versus Devourers, piercing damage versus heavy, light armor, I mean. But of course, all that now favors LYN with all that gold. The Skelly's now scouting the expansion, can do a bit of damage to the peons. Happy can maybe think about dropping in there. He's creeping the red camp right now, hoping for a big item. But can that big item make up for the big orc army? Questionable, especially with LYN going for another expansion with a tiny Great Hall. Look at that guy. Macroing suddenly. 3
bases versus 1, really? Is that the tiny throw? We talked about tiny Great Hall throws a lot when, you know, Pally Rifle was still a thing back in the day, in the dark days. If this doesn't pay off, it's a huge investment that you don't have an army. I mean, there is a big of an army lead already, but Undead Heroes are strong still. Happy's execution is strong always. We'll see about that. But yeah, when you're ahead, get further ahead. And this is also making it so it's not urgent to defend this base. He can, but he doesn't have to. Forcing a TP versus TP when you have 3 bases and your opponent has 1 is a great trade. But Happy ready as well. Ghouls on the right-hand side. The read that this guy has with the help of Shades is incredible.
Zeppelin here getting in lots of long distance miles. We're going to go for another trip to another island. This one is a nice and beautiful safe island right behind the Undead main base, and Happy's going to try to expand there as well. But LYN doesn't care about that too much. He's got the 3 bases running, getting hella rich. Lumber is a bit the issue, I suppose. Maybe a shredder would make sense here.
Always, man, always. The item from the left-hand side was the Furberg Summon, by the way. Not too bad. I don't even know if it can cast Fairy Fire or not. I'm a bit out of the loop when it comes to these high-level summons. LYN going into the base, and guess what? There's a lot of units, and there's no static defense.
Happy gonna have to TP there pretty quick, I suppose. He gets another summon. This one is the Drake with the cold attack. Orc army is looking very strong. Are we gonna fight here or just back off? LYN has no need, really, no urgency.
The biggest lead for any player in any of these maps so far. Level 5 Blade, level 3 TC, 3 bases. It's all up there. Would love to see a couple of upgrades maybe as well, but as you said, lumber is the issue. LYN has a Spirit Walker in the base. I wonder if that's for, I don't know, Dispel, or if he just forgot. In the end, probably won't matter. Inventory is looking fantastic now with all the consumables as well. If LYN loses this game, it'd be a gigantic throw.
Yeah, this is the position that orcs dream of. We got multiple bases, we got 80 supply, we got 5/4/4 heroes with 18 items, by the way. Everyone is fully slotted. We are ready to brawl.
Okay, oh Ben, what an ambush this is. Look at the Wyvern, man, surviving that Nova thanks to Spirit Link. Well done, 2 destroyers in the air. They get fodder, so you should probably stop with the Spirit Link right now. We get the Furberg in with lots of damage and tankiness. Level 5 on the DK. Everything is a mess here, and the destroyers are falling. The Wyvern's still alive. Everything's clumped up.
TC with a big stomp, ready for the next round. Got 2 more after that. DK hurt, Dark Ranger hurt, Happy about to lose everything. It seems. Invo Potion on the Shadow Hunter, keeping him safe. He's almost level 5 as well. Blade Master happily critting away, forcing the TP out. The Destroyer might even die in the end with another big hit. And that is another fight going to LYN.
And the 20 food advantage re-established. 3 bases against 1, or 3 bases against 2. Happy is in no upkeep though, so at the moment it's 20 income versus 21. Doesn't make a big difference. Question is, how long can you stay at 50 food before LYN rips your head off? He got 1,000 gold. He got 2 level 5 heroes. It's still in the palm of his hands.
Hey, first Torrent being made, Neo. After master training, time for the first Torrent. Torrent 100% win rate. What can I say?
This game is not over, Remo.
Yes,
it is a happy game. Before I don't see 1G or 2Gs or 3Gs, this game isn't over.
Coil Nova on the Raider. That one's quickly taken out. Happy, of course, is now enjoying lots of gold as well. Actually, never mind. He's not fully mining from the expansion. The mains dry up. Happy still only on 1 base income.
I thought for a second LYN is going for a 4th base. That'd be funny, but no, he was just scouting with the peon, which I think is fine. So 14 gold versus 7 then in a second. Happy can, of course, still sell his main. Maybe that's what he's waiting for. 1,000 gold on LYN. Question is, how is he using that? I love that he's going for armor upgrades. Seems like everything that can make Wyvern a bit tankier, he's utilizing now.
And I think we're getting to the ultimate late game army. We got the Wyvern, we got the Torrents, we got the strong triple hero. We got 2 base economy still. Could go for another tiny as well, by the way. I guess he's a bit broke right now.
No,
not for long.
He's
he
broke because he got the tiny.
Okay.
Exactly. Happy is contesting upper right-hand side, though.
Is it contesting, or is it just walking and waiting to run away? Because this army is not looking very impressive, if you ask me. Well, now we got a little blue drake in here. All right, I guess that helps.
He sends it for scouting, I guess.
A player's forces are
Well,
under
it
attack.
is majestic. Happy's expanding on the island again. Happy, I mean, Wyvern could roam. LYN probably saw that he knows that the Furberg is there. He probably checked the inventory for the Blue Drake, so he must be aware that there's a chance for another Island Expo.
TP versus TP. Happy is still just trying to buy time. Definitely does not want to fight right now. He's got the Orb of Darkness on the Dark Ranger, by the way. Is that worth it? Just to save mana from no Black Arrow?
I don't know. Feels like it would be better used on the DK to have anti-air there. But hey, Happy is a genius. I'm certainly not, so what do I know?
A player's forces
He's
are
gonna have to come up with multiple genius moves to win this game. 30 supply down still. LYN on 3 bases. Blue Drake, Harass, idea was neat, but the bases are all well protected with towers. LYN isn't even too rich right now, but give him a few minutes and he will be.
Yeah, he got crazy upgrades. He got Pulverized done. He got Walker Master Training done. Here we go. Onto the Lich. Big red numbers we want to see. 276. The only way to save this Lich is an Invul Potion and a TP. That's another 500 gold. More or less.
Yep. This is still a perfect position for LYN. Doesn't mean it's easy to finish Happy off right now, but
player's forces are
still
under
having
attack.
all the advantages here. Maybe Happy is hoping that LYN's gonna get impatient, overextend into the main base, lose the army, lose the lead. LYN, though, wisely not doing that so far.
Right on. Off to the statue we go. Every exchange is a win for LYN. Using the Raiders now. And another town portal with more losses. Happy, I know you're a fighter, but maybe it's time to GG out. More losses here with every end snare. Another ghoul down. Happy down to 43. We're getting into a territory where LYN has twice the army size, and that is indeed the GG. LYN is alive in the lower bracket semifinal.
Very, very well played game from beginning to end. The way he utilized the Blade Master to get items in the early game, taking the fights well, and I gotta say it once, Torn's 100% win rate. Let's go. Of course, he could have won this game also going for Bloodlust, whatever. At some point, he was so far ahead. Torns didn't really make the difference here, but they showed what they can do. Very good beefy boys, especially with walkers in tow as well.
We also got new supporters. Thank you, Avamars, Scoots, and Yoga Dragon. I want to see a dragon doing yoga. I think that's hilarious.
Question is, what kind of a dragon? Is it like the bulky ones from European mythology? Kind of hard for them. But the Chinese dragons, do they like little noodles? They're so flexible. That would be easy for them.
Little noodles?
I mean, big noodles. Let's be real. We all watched Dragon Ball.
Yep.
Where, what's it called? Shenlong?
Shenlong.
Something?
Shenlong, yes.
Yeah. I'm sure that guy was master at yoga, dude.
I like big noodles. What would be your Dragon Ball wish?
Undead gets Torrens.
That's very good. We get Mirror Image. That's also very good. Happy starting by contesting the camp in the middle. No expansion, even though Tidehunters isn't easy to expand on map. Not a fan of other maps like Echo Isles. We got a Clause of Attack. So we talk about momentum a lot when it is in LYN games because he is that emotional of a player. So he wins game 4. He finds a claw on map 5. I see a trend.
Yeah, let's keep this train rolling. Happy though with scouting advantage right now with the Acolyte. He sees what's going on. Opportunity for a big steal up here. Oh, if he gets lasted an item, that would be brutal. But Blade gets it and Happy misses the last hit.
Misses the last
hit.
Misses the last hit. Now, he also misses the surrounds on the grunts, I gotta say. Blocks himself now a little bit. DK already down to 50%. LYN willing to re-engage, even though there's always a threat getting surrounded here. He is interrupting the Blade Master creeping, but that goes on the cost of his own level 2.
This is, of course, very early days, but this is a good start. DK, no aura, still here for a while. And if you keep all the grunts bunched together, maybe you can avoid a surround and fight back against these ghouls.
Chip
He's looking for his own surround on the DK.
Man. Gets it on the blade. There's no more mana for Mirror Image. Coiling a ghoul now. That stays intact. But the anti-surround movement on the grunts, I think, has been vastly improved compared to the earlier games.
Oh, ghoul kill as well. Coil too late. Happy now with 2 visible mistakes. Losing that ghoul and losing the last hit.
And no Unholy Aura, man. That hurts. We get a little shopping trip here. Double Claw and Gloves of Haste. Damage is already through the roof here after 4 minutes. And Happy got 2 surrounds, but it's been 2 illusions.
Yeah, he lost another ghoul. Ran across the map trying to get level 2. Didn't get it. Blade Master stronger levels, more kills, more items. This is actually a huge lead out of the early game. Happy's worst early game by miles.
You know, if I was a pro player, maybe an Undead pro player, I would say, oh, this is over. Go next. But of course, we're casters, so we're not saying that. And now, LYN is doing what Happy wanted to do. Steal XP away from the natural, which is usually the regular camp for the second hero. So the Lich will already have a bit of a worse start, and it's another combat item for this monster of a blade.
Yeah, this blade is super well equipped already. Give him an orb, give him an invul, and boom, there we go with 5 slotted. Of course, we're gonna need a while to get there with tier 3. But then he's in a great position here indeed. He's going double beast, Fury, follow-up, TC! Oh, damn! It's what we mentioned earlier. The TC second tier 2 expo play. It's back.
It is back indeed. Let's focus on the Magi. This should go to Happy. And it does. He stole 1 creep with the skeleton before. Big Invul Potion, the item, the big consumable for the big fight will go to LYN. Now all the grunts are hurt. It's probably time to retreat a little bit. These water elementals are never to be underestimated. Coil, but an ambitious coil. Body block and creates distance. He needs 1 more coil for the kill. Can't create more space, so 1 grunt will fall. And that is eventually level 3. Man, somehow he always finds a way.
Yeah, if that wasn't level 3, I would say still fine for LYN, whatever. But the DK also gets level 3 here, has one more coil, and he scouts the TC. And seeing the TC should immediately tell him what's going on.
It's so much value, right? Also, like, if he doesn't get the skeleton last hit on his own expo, he doesn't have level 3, so all the puzzle pieces are coming together. Now we don't have coils no more, so it's time for retreat and to meet up with the Lich. Raiders, TC, you know, LYN has been trying to brute force this strategy for such a long time. You apparently love this strat. I hate this strat, but I'm like, convince me that it's good.
Yeah, the idea here is the Blade Master and the TC own everything on the ground, and you got Wyvern in the air later on to kill the destroyers. First Raider, almost surrounded. Happy's looking for the peon. Wants to kill that peon, but successfully hiding. Another kill for LYN.
Nice. No, we got Tag World Championships. Maybe this peon can sign up for the Hide and Seek Championships. Wyvern are coming in, indeed. Oftentimes, it's Wyvern into Raider. LYN switching it up. Raider into Wyvern. Bit of control. Now, then, of course, big damage. But Happy again with a double skeleton. Like, I know you're up to something. I know you want to do this. You ain't fooling me. Really, really like the scouting game of Happy. The foundation for his play always.
So ideally, to make this strat really strong for the Orc, you need TC level 3. If you got TC level 3 with a level 2 Stomp, the mass stun on the ghouls is going to be a key part in the defense when it eventually comes to the attack that Happy's going to be going for. So right now, LYN is to creep fast, and I guess he has to solo creep this TC.
Blade Master can not harass that easy as he was, as he has no Windwalk. This creep mana doesn't look too hot, to be fair, but alright. Blade Master, oh, double spots. How cool is that? Mirror image Wyvern Blade with the damage and the tankiness. Go for the shop, the unique spot, and the TC with all the sturdy grunts and raiders are going for the rock golem.
And the really cool thing about this as well is the Blade is kind of scouting ahead. In case of a creep jack, he would know if Happy was to go for something like that.
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
Giving a bit of security as well. Yeah, really, really neat. And all of a sudden, TC is really close to that level 3.
Got the flute as well, which is nice for the Wyvern. Lich, pretty under-geared, I would say, but ready for the Dark Ranger. Expo only at 2/3, 40 seconds. We have seen a push on Echo Isles already, where it was way closer. There, LYN was able to hold. This time, not the case at all. But maybe you can make this really expensive.
All right, in we go. Dispel right away on the speed scroll. The TC is silenced. Maybe has to pass the info potion. TC low HP already. Heal scroll coming in. First Wyvern, gone. Happy has no statues on the ground, so no easy healing over time.
Oh, the coil hits the destroyer. Very, very last second. Can heal himself a little bit.
Where's the Stomp, TC?
Well,
why did it not mix to the ghouls?
Not here. Not here yet. Ensnare still more control. Onto the destroyer. We need an info potion soon. The coil long range. Well done, Happy. With some crazy control. LYN needs to macro up. He needs reinforcements.
Terrible fight for him. This was so bad. This TC started stomping way too late. Lost too much early. Happy just owns this fight. This strat doesn't look good when played like this in the endgame. GG. LYN can't keep it going. And Happy will be our winner. 4-1.
Well, that was a bit anticlimactic, wasn't it? I still hate the TC second. This game did not convince me. But as determined Happy was on map 4 and it backfired on Twisted when he was engaging and didn't win the fight, as decisive was he here. This was the moment. He felt ready. He had to go for this, as the expansion is a game winner, of course. But this time it all worked. This time Happy was ready.